Hey there, partner. Thanks for stopping by. We'll be starting the show real soon, so go ahead and grab some popcorn, stare up into the stars, and imagine the horrors that exist beyond our comprehension. This is Scare by Scare.
Alrighty. Das Music, das Fade in.
We lost all of our German audience.
And that's...
We've lost our German
Fine.
audience is already completely gone
It's
from
true.
the first German scientist bit that y'all did.
Y'all. I don't know what you're talking about. Y'all. That's him. He loves
Okay.
his German stuff.
The-
I know what you're talking about.
The royal y'all, Jobe. So Jobe, introduce yourself now that I've said your name.
Hold on, band name idea, the Royal Y'all. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
It can work as like a country bar as well though.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
good boy.
Right.
Use your inside voice, Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
Hey gamers, it's me, Jobe, and I'm here to scare the fuck out of you with a scary tale to astonish and admire. I'm joined today by my co-host, Marshall.
Jobe, you
Wait,
can't
I-
say that.
That's okay, I'm sure your lovely wife, Madison.
That's awesome.
will
I'm gonna
beat
keep
that
this
out.
bit going the whole episode.
Hi, I'm Marshall. And there's Trace.
Hi, I'm Trace, friend of Marshall.
They're gonna find out who I am. Well, gang,
So,
we watched.
Marshall,
Gang. That's ironic.
Because
What did we watch?
Well, we watched. You're never gonna guess, guys, but we watched Scooby-Doo 2: Monsters Unleashed, and I enjoyed this film because for me, the majesty of it, right, is Scooby-Doo 1 just feels like a Scooby-Doo episode. Scooby-Doo 2 said, you take all them Scooby-Doo episodes you watched as a kid, Minor 49er,
Hell yeah.
fucking zombie, fucking Dilbert, and they're going to put them in a movie, but they're actual monsters this time. It's genius. What about y'all?
I don't know. The first movie raised the stakes by making it real monsters, and then the second movie raised the stakes by making it real monsters.
Yeah, but they updated some wardrobes. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Yeah, I mean the first movie put in said, "Hey, we're gonna raise one monster," and then they said, "All in, all the monsters," and it works.
I've
I don't know
never
how
been
they
a
did.
fan of like Zombie Dilbert though. Like that was my least favorite episode growing up, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I personally wish for some more throwbacks. I don't know. I can't think of literally anyone
None of them.
that I watched. I can't think of a
Honestly,
single one.
it does hit the like the main ones though. Like
Minor
the one
49er,
yeah,
zombie,
the tar pit.
fucking Captain Cutler, whatever his name
Yeah.
is.
The big fishbowl guy.
The Black Knight, he's there.
Mysterio.
Black Knight's pretty good. Mysterio's in there. Jake
Those
Gyllenhaal.
two skeletons.
I
Love
don't
those
remember
guys.
them as much.
I
Other than this
don't
movie,
think
though.
they were in an actual episode. I watched a lot of Scooby Doo as a child. Hanna-Barbera cartoon, like Boomerang. Y'all out here watching Boomerang? But I don't remember.
I would just get the collections on VHS.
I never had those
Car
collections.
Monster,
I had the Looney Tunes collections, just like random volumes, and then like knowing back every now and then you watch them, you're like, ooh, some of these are interesting to watch in this day and age. Let's put it that way. But enough of that.
Honestly, most of them hold up.
Yeah.
Most of them are pretty good, but some of them you're just like,
Most of them are pretty good.
because like the
Oh.
CDs were always like DVDs. They were like themed. So one was like a Bugs Bunny kind of themed one. The other one was like a bunch of Roadrunner episodes, and then there was just like the potpourri one, which I have just like random ass, bits, But
Yeah.
let's not get carried away. Let's get back on topic And what happens in Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed?
I don't know.
I will inform you. The Scooby-Doo 1, it's there. It ends. The gang is back together. Scooby-Doo 2, the gang is there. But they have found success in the mystery world. They are fucking superstars. They have so many followers. And now they're attending essentially the red carpet premiere of their museum, essentially. That's got all their different menagerie of villains in there, their costumes of all the Minor 49er, the Cotton Candy Ghost, the fucking Black Knight, right? And everyone's there. They're having a grand old time. Scooby, Shaggy, the whole gang. And then out of nowhere, rawr, the pterodactyl ghost is there, causing a ruckus. Ruckus is caused. Big point that happens is Shaggy and Scooby were told to tie him up. They did not do a good job. The pterodactyl ghost then takes off with a couple of costumes, and evil masked fellow, I think that's what they officially called him, evil masked fellow, is there saying, ha ha ha, fuck you. And then Velma's like, zoinks, Scoob, there's a dino scale, and it has to be something related to this, the pterodactyl ghost. And the pterodactyl ghost was, the original guy was Jonathan Jacobo, but Jonathan Jacobo fucking died. So this has to be a real dinosaur. And everyone's like, that does make sense, Velma. You know, you're right. And then they're like, wait, Jonathan Jacobo had a homeboy. Let's go to the homeboy's house. They find homeboy's house, and then they find clues. During the Shaggy and Scooby are having a midlife crisis. They shave their heads, buy a fucking minivan, and they don't think they deserve to be on the team because they don't do anything, essentially, right? But besides the point, they're at the, what is this, Wilkes? Is that his last name? Wickles. Yeah. They're there. They're getting some stuff because, you know, the Black Knight ghost was Jonathan Wickles. They got his yoink toinklin. And they go to the manor. They find some clues. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy find a clue that tells them to visit this nightclub. And then Daphne, Velma, and Fred have to kind of fight off the Black Knight ghost. Let's see. They also find a journal. Yeah, that's important. Shaggy and Scooby are at the fucking nightclub. They find Wickles. Pretty much says, you know, hey man, we all were bad people once, but it's okay because we're good people inside. And they're like, so you must really like Mystery Incorporated. And they're like, no, fuck them. And then you get yoinked. Seth Green is in this movie. He plays Velma's love interest, by the way. Forgot to tell everybody.
Yeah.
So, Fred, Velma, Daphne, they go to the mines. Wickles plans to turn the mines into an amusement park where he gets free child labor, which is illegal. And he says that he and Jacobo fucking hated each other. We find out later it's because Jacobo got the fucking part for Wickles in My Fair Lady, right? However, they eventually find the hive of monsters where everyone's being created and the costumes are being turned into real monsters. But at this point, the entire news media is against the Mystery Incorporated gang. So they have to take the device and run away into the cabin that they used as high schoolers and turn it into the D-monster machine. And then they get attacked by monsters, yada, 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 yada. Scooby and Shaggy eat a fucking ghost made out of cotton candy. There's a sick Lance scene with a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of other bullshit happens. They slam the D-monster fire on. D-monster fire demonstrifies everything. And then turns out the evil news reporter who was turning the Coolsville against Mystery Incorporated was actually Jonathan Jacobo, and her assistant Ned were behind it all. And Ned is just Ned. But yeah, that's the gist of it. In my opinion, great movie. Love it. It's for the mature Scooby-Doo fan,
It's
you know?
true.
It really speaks to, you know, upper level thinking, right? It's a lot of man versus man conflict. But yeah, Jobe, what are your thoughts on this movie from the young intellectual, as I like to call you?
That is the first time he's ever called me that.
No, there has to be one other time I've called you the young intellectual.
And it will be the last.
For context, I grew up owning the first Scooby-Doo movie on VHS and watched it quite frequently. I did not own Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. Didn't get around to it,
Horrible
I guess.
man.
Which is just to say I have nowhere near the nostalgia bias for this one that I do the first. However, this one is just in my opinion, far inferior project than the first.
They were too tame with the movie, I feel like. The first one was a lot more wacky and zany. The second one is they actually felt like they had to do some like character arcs, I feel like. You know?
But that was weird and it felt a little bit forced at times, but I will say that this movie does do things for me that the first movie didn't. Like, we get a lot more of the mystery machine in this. I like it. We get to actually see them driving around town in it rather than just like, we've smoked a doobie, and by doobie I mean a barbecue in our van, and now we're going to fun amusement park. Now they're like, we're driving around. Hey, Shaggy, drive the van. All right, so what's going on now? Who's driving the van? And Scooby's just, hello.
Hello. Yeah, I mean, the main cast is still perfectly good.
Oh, yeah.
There's no issues with them. I just feel like in the original, there's not a lot of individual character arcs that really happen throughout. Essentially,
well, no, because they gotta fix the gang first.
Right. It's about the gang getting back together and realizing that they're all friends and they gotta work together. Right. There's no like big emotional turmoil. Like in this one, the main bit is that like when Velma has trouble finding love, and Seth Green, who is madly in love with her, is like, hey, I'm in love with you. And she's like, I don't understand. And then Shaggy and Scooby are like, man, we're the wacky weirdos that are kind of fucking everything up. Maybe we don't deserve to be part of Mystery Incorporated. Then they have to figure that out. And Fred and Daphne are like, what if we brought in a third into our little menage a trois, if you might say? That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a bit. That's so funny. But Jobe had your hand up and then you put it down. So I don't know if that's a thing that we're doing now, but you had your hand up. Oh, Jobe, yeah, buddy. What do you want?
Sorry, it's just like sometimes I'll give up if my internet's bad. But I don't know. I'm gonna disagree. I feel like the first one had better arcs for the characters.
Excellent point, Jobe.
That's great. So,
hi guys. Sorry.
The first one had.
So the first one I think had really good character arcs between all of the main cast. I mean, sure, there was the macro of the gang needs to get back together, but each one of them had their own. Fred had to learn to give due credit, and Daphne had to learn to fend for herself, and Velma had to learn how to be a boss-ass bitch.
I'm gonna disagree with you, Jobe, because I feel like most of that was solved in the beginning. Daphne learning to defend herself. She already tells you at the beginning, not the beginning, but like before they get on the plane, that she has refined her body into a lethal weapon. And Fred really doesn't like change. Besides at the very end, he's like, actually, the Velmster can tell you the plan.
We don't really see anything.
And
in terms of them like actually do like a lot of it happens off screen, or in Fred's case, it's just actually, I want to kiss Velma later. She did this, not me.
I just think it's.
But
I don't know. I don't see Shaggy.
They do weird things with. Well, they don't need development. They're already perfect.
Like, sorry, man.
I mean, Scooby and Shaggy just reaffirmed that they're
the best of friends.
None of these hoes.
Oh well, yeah, no, they can't.
Each other.
They had some good wacky scenes in this movie. I want to say.
Which ones?
compared to the first. So like, the first you
I
always
would
have
love
the
to be able to say.
like the first, you have your dance little bits and
Oh,
all
dude.
that fun stuff.
I
And the second
love
one,
that one. That's a
and the
good
second one,
scene.
you got the fucking dunk 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 where Shaggy and Scooby walk in dressed as pimps. Yo,
Yep.
this is CJ McCrawley and whatever his name is.
It's SD
And we're here to
McCrawley.
get down.
That's my favorite scene. That's a good number too.
There's the Seth Green going, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I can do this all day. Yeah, I bet you could.
The other good one that I personally love is when they turn around, Shaggy and Scooby, and see the cotton candy ghost, and he's all like, "Rawr!" And then they just eat him.
Yeah, they eat that
the
man
ghost.
alive.
They just straight gorping him. Let's see any other good ones that come to mind. Frisbee, love Frisbee. Got to see that. Scooby Doo hitting a sick. The fucking little scurry in the air. That's a good one.
No, that's just such a good scene because it's so dumb. Like the pterodactyl goes to swoop it in like real time, but Scooby Doo and the little disc are like still in slow mo. And he's like row and just starts kicking a little bit until finally he just shoots forward. It's perfect.
Like Space Jam,
Yeah,
where, like,
yeah.
Michael Jordan like starts extending his arm, and everyone's like, "What?" It's like that.
I will say one of my favorite parts. I didn't really caught until now because I wasn't really analyzing this movie every other time I've watched it. But at the end, we find out that what did we say the guy's name was?
Jonathan Jacobo.
No, the other one.
Damn, Ned.
Old man Wickles.
Oh.
So he has nothing to do with this. Yes, he's still a terrible man trying to get like free child labor, but like for all intents and purposes, he's innocent in this. So at the end, she's like, "But wait a minute. What does this have to do with the horribly ugly old man Wickles?" And it's like, damn, Daphne, you really went in on this guy for no reason. He just showed up to the press conference, and she's like, "But what about that huge, disgusting freak over there?"
Yeah, no, that's good.
It's a good bit. Oh, and the Girl Scout cookie one. That one's a good bit.
Oh, there's cookies.
Have you heard the good word? There's cookies.
When Trace said you're analyzing it, I can just imagine Trace. He's like, "Hold on, I have to get ready." He's smoking a little pipe,
I wish.
He's got a little tweed cap on, and then on this little TV over there, Scooby-Doo 2 turns on with this little notepad, little eyeglasses on,
the
fire
half ones
roaring, and it's just, yes. Oh, James Gunn wrote this.
So
Get James Gunn on the line.
it's a talking dog then.
It's
Interesting.
What will they think of next?
I
think they're
however,
gonna make
say,
it seem like he thinks that Coolsville sucks.
I think that Coolsville sucks. Oh, that's so interesting. and that's why we do what we do.
It's for the love of the craft.
Yeah,
really,
I will say there is some continuity things in here that I caught that I was a little like, I don't know about that, because at one point they shoot the Captain
Cutler.
Captain Cutler. He shoots 2 harpoons with chains on him at the mystery van, and he's pulling him back. It's okay. He's a ghost. He's got super strength. We know this, but they put it in reverse. They smack him back into the lake. He does a little That's funny. It's a cartoon, and we get it. However, then he starts driving away. There are no holes or chains.
Yes, there are.
There's not.
There's holes.
Nope.
I definitely looked for the hole. I saw holes.
If you go back and rewatch it, they might have the holes, but how did the harpoons get out? Plus, right after that, they're driving through Coolsville, and when they're up against the doors, there's no holes in them.
But the direct shot after reverse into him, there's holes.
Where are
in
the
back of the
harpoons?
van.
How did they
The
get out?
harpoons obviously went with Captain Cutler.
They wouldn't have. He dropped the harpoon gun. Anyway.
Yeah, but it was all made from him.
Ghost harpoon.
Well, he wasn't dissipated yet. Oh,
Ghost.
Ghost poon.
You best be believing
That's
in
so
ghost
weird.
stories, Mr. Turner.
It's the ghost.
Anyway, so they're fighting the 1,000 volt or the 10,000 volt ghost, whatever. He's got a lot of volts. Daphne's first idea is to kick him, and she doesn't just fucking die.
No, because she's grounded.
Oh,
No, she wasn't.
sure
She was in the air.
I'm sure the 10,000 volt thing was just an estimate.
Well, I mean, yeah, they don't have like a tester there to like be like, ooh, that's a lot of volts, so maybe we don't touch that. But still, she had the good sense later to throw the rod into him rather than just sticking it in. I'm just saying, that's a
I don't
little
know.
wacky.
Black Knight Ghost is my favorite, and then
Black
the two
Knight
little skeletons
goes hard.
And then the tar monster, which is just Bob from Monster vs.
Yeah.
Aliens. It'd been eating at me, and I'm feeling like I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, who's that actor? But it's not an actor, it's a fucking CGI blob.
Actor. I know,
But
I've
then I'm
seen
like-
this man in something.
I'm staring
vs.
at it, and I'm
Aliens.
like, who is this? And I'm thinking, oh man, what's his fucking name from Bob? Who's the guy that
From
voices Bob?
Bob.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I can just definitely imagine seeing the tar monster voiced by Seth Rogen, right? Like,
I don't think it was, though.
Grace
It
does a really
wasn't.
good Seth Rogen impression.
oh, let's hear it, Trace. was
Sorry, I
mediocre
made
at
myself
best.
laugh.
But
no.
Marshall, ask me a question about the movie now.
Yeah. So
What's
why
this
did you
movie?
think Velma was hotter than Daphne in this movie?
Oh, the latex suit. Come on.
Oh my god.
All right, latex suit. Now,
Yeah, well, I'm a man of
it's-
substance.
yeah, I don't know. Listen, those movies, they're just like, listen, this one's for all the people out there that don't think they're good looking. If you you wear glasses and a sweater and a little skirt, and you're like, man, I'm not good looking. Put on
You
a
are.
latex suit. Might make you feel better. Might not, but check it up a little, you know?
I will
One
say,
time
that's also...
when-
You go ahead.
No. So one time, Jobe and I were in college,
No,
and he
no,
came
continue.
down. It was raining outside. It was December 2nd.
It was raining
20
in December?
Yeah. It was a weird weather day.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was
Sure,
like
sure, sure.
June. No, that doesn't make sense either. August.
Why does June not make sense for rain?
December or June.
Because we wouldn't have
What's
been
the
in school in
difference?
June.
August.
This is
You
when
could
we were
have
first
been
in
summer
college.
school.
Oh yeah, no, we were in summer school because we're both stupid. That's
So
canon.
it was
Put that in
June.
the
It was
lore.
June.
Final answer. It was June 2021. We're sitting there.
What
it's
day of
raining.
June?
It was one of them. A rainy one. Very rainy. Cold and miserable rain.
Very
Get on with
weighty. That's
Joe,
good
well,
content.
people were wondering.
I was.
So Job comes in the door. He's soaked to the bone, right? You can tell he's just not having a good day. And I go, hey, buddy, what's wrong? And there he's sitting with his orange sweater and his glasses and his little orange squirt. And he goes, Marshall, I don't feel like I look good. And I'm like, hey, buddy, why don't you put on that latex suit you got in the back closet? And then Job did. And then we said, hey, buddy, never put that on again. Let's go get some Perkins. And then we did, and he was happy.
Love
The
Perkins.
final answer is you don't have to change who you are to feel good. Just get some food in you.
I was just gonna say, this entire rambling nonsense could have just easily been replaced with Marshall going, "Hey, Job used to wear a latex suit to boost his confidence."
No, I needed panache. It needed a little certain quality. You can't just tell.
You needed a
someone
little
like
make
that.
up
quiche.
a rainy day in December.
It wasn't December.
Yes.
It was June. We'd established that.
Were you not
You
even
can't-
paying attention?
Oh
I
my
knew
God,
that.
Joe. You were there.
Anyway, my favorite bit about Velma's glow up is when she's walking around and it's squeaking and it's very obviously like latex on latex squeaking, sounding like a little bit like a fart coming out. And then she goes, it's the latex, I swear. But then very obviously rips ass next to him. And I'm like, Velma.
I want the next scene for her to get up out of her seat and there's just like a smear of shit.
Wow.
It's like those.
I
Have you
did-
seen those ones where it's like people like, oh, I'm gonna like time my fart and drop a book at the same time, and they drop the book and then just rip ass.
Yes.
Or the one where it's just like cough while you're in the bathroom to hide the sound of your poop hitting the water, and there's just one guy going.
All very funny.
Um,
I already thought it was horrible what Job was about to say, and I thought he was gonna go with like she was gonna stand up and there was gonna be like an air pocket on her ass. He did make it worse than I thought he could.
That's
so
me.
Joe, what did you
What's up?
personally like or dislike about the movie?
Yeah, Joe.
I
You
wanna hear
specific-
your hot take about this movie. Something that's gonna inspire anger.
My hot take that
Make
might
me
inspire
angry.
anger
Anger.
They dumbed down Shaggy and Scooby horribly in this one. Like, yes, Trace.
Counterpoint. I feel like it's I don't know if it's necessarily dumbing down, but maybe more so of getting to their being so self-conscious, and they don't really know how to feel, so they're feeling a little down on themselves. So they don't want to express how smart that they could be. They're becoming self-aware of being Rue-ups.
Jobe, I need examples.
Yeah, Jobe.
Yeah.
Name one time that they were stupid.
So, like, they're walking through this evil layer, what's connected to their monster mystery, and then they find a little tablet, and then they spend a ridiculous amount of time just playing around with it.
Yeah.
I mean, and they don't notice any of the machinery going on until the monsters are literally right behind them. Like, I feel like Shaggy and Scooby in the first one would have been a bit more cautious than that. You know, they weren't just running around playing with everything.
I know what Trace is going to say, but I want to say it. They had a farting contest in the middle of the spooky castle.
That's not what I was going to say.
That's funny.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's Trace.
Counterpoint, have you ever been a DJ? They wear headphones so they can hear their own music. They weren't wearing headphones, so they're succumbing to the noises around them, i.e. the disc. So they can't hear their
disc.
They're hearing the beeps and the noises and the music, and they're singing along, and they're being DJ Rue and the DJ Shagster, whatever their fucking names were. And of course they can't hear the monsters being made. Of course. Oh, and it was Scoob Fresh too. Or Do Fresh, one of the two. It's very limited options there. It's
I will say,
Subway,
in that bit, I did think it was really funny that Shaggy starts off, he's like, I'm the man, and if you don't got a plan, then you're gonna fight a can. And then Scooby comes in, and he's like, rah,
no, because he clearly knows what he's talking about, but it does get completely incoherent. But it's the best.
Subtitles even say just gibberish.
There was a part in the beginning where they're doing their whole signing things. Fred's going over to all the douches wearing ascots. Sorry if you're a douche who wears an ascot. Daphne, the girly girls. Velma, the nerds. Shaggy, all of the hipster stoners. And then Scooby just walks up to a bunch of dogs and starts barking back and forth at them. And I know that there's like subtitles to tell us what they're actually saying to each other, but I like it better that he just is a dog that can talk, but just goes up and starts barking at a bunch of dogs. I think it's a lot funnier.
Well, they can't talk. He's bilingual.
That's true. That's true.
Come on, Trace. He
Hey.
obviously uses Duolingo. Sponsor us.
Yeah, sponsors Duolingo. Jobe, say something in Spanish, quick.
You went to Jobe?
Yeah, because he was using Duolingo, and I didn't want to just assume Marshall, the resident Mexican, can speak Spanish.
Hey, speaking of, y'all seen any Duolingo? I'm not gonna bring this up just because I know who listens to this show.
Wait, no, tell me. Madison will cut it out. Okay. Madison, cut this out.
You can't tell anyone else.
All right, Madison,
y'all
cut this
seen
out.
Y'all seen any of that Duolingo porn?
No.
So,
Madison, leave that in.
I think the villain plotline in this is a lot better than the original. Scrappy Doo as a villain is fine, but the actual plot of it is just like, if this one feels more like, oh no, they gotta go find the clues, and then they're gonna do the unmasking, and it's gonna be great and wonderful, and they got the guy, but then it's an actual different guy, but we're solving the mystery throughout. There's really no clue in the first one that you can figure out who it's Scrappy or not, right? Like, I don't know. I'm just feeling.
I will say to that point, something else this movie does for us that I feel like gives us a very nostalgic kind of Scooby-Doo thing is they actually do unmask.
I mean, they did in the first one.
Yeah, but
like it was like an animatronic.
Yeah, but this one feels like the actual unmasking though. Like they do the whole rubber face thing and like pull it off. It makes it feel more like the old cartoons.
Remember that bit where Shaggy gets boobs
Yes.
and then he gets really buff and Scooby
I
had
wish-
turned into an alien and then a genius. Einstein.
Is he more of an
honestly
alien or
wish
just
we
kind of a
could've gotten
slug?
more of buff and smart Shaggy and Scooby, because that was a
Yeah.
great dynamic.
I'm
Edwin
gonna be
just-
like this forever.
Just Scooby becomes smart and immediately is like, oh god, this is awful.
I hate this. I want to be dumb again.
Isn't that like a trope in a lot of like sci-fi stuff that like they're like, I want to know everything, and then they know everything, and then they just kind of like burn.
Well,
out or
I mean,
whatever?
yeah, that depends. If you're talking about burning out, then yeah, because more often than not, the mortal mind cannot handle all that all that information at once, and it fries their brain.
They haven't met me yet.
That's true. Marshall has not been met yet. However, yeah, if you
Go Mets.
just know everything, that's
But
gonna
that
both
okay.
be kind of cool and very horrible at the same time because you have all the knowledge of all the horrible atrocities going on all the time. And
How
in
much
the past.
of everything do you think you could learn? No, before you blow up, like 50%, 10%.
Can I choose like specific topics?
Nah, you just get potpourri.
Or is it just like a little bit of everything?
I'm big on potpourri.
The second I learned the last dinosaur fact, I blow up.
So, if you know everything, it really comes into play of like the random number generator there, right? Like if you're getting random bits at a time and we're trying to see how far we can go, eventually you'll know how to sustain all that information and be yourself. But it really comes in of like, is that coming in at the end or does that come in the
Nah,
beginning?
the alien that you're
Um,
talking to is like, I can give you the knowledge in the universe, but you
Oh,
have to tell me
pick a
like, what
percentage.
pick a percentage.
70.
That's completely wrong. I'm just gonna let you know right now.
No, because
It's
here's the
just not
here's the
right.
thing. I get lucky and I know
No,
how
you
to
don't.
sustain, or I die. It's a win-win.
Trace is like, no, listen, I'll get lucky. It's easy.
No.
I'll just
You
be
don't
lucky.
understand. I'll learn how to download more RAM.
Yeah. I'll download more dedicated RAM.
That would dedicated wham. I could do like a
Think of
solid
that.
like. I'd probably say like 2%. I feel like I could get 2%, and
Like
that's enough
milk?
knowledge. Trace, you know how much knowledge there is in the universe?
Well, I was just
Trace,
about to bring that up. Yeah,
At
2%
least
is a lot.
2%.
If you knew 2% of everything, you would be vastly smarter than every other person on the planet.
That's fine.
I'm agreeing
can
with
do
you.
Then what's your deal? What? I'm so.
I'm not beefing.
Speaking of
I was just agreeing
agreeing.
with you. I said 70 is a lucrative number because it's entirely unrealistic.
2 is unrealistic. 2 is pushing it. Job, what did you get?
0.8%.
No, Job, tell us your answer, and then
Yeah,
we can go to
yeah.
a Capri Sun break.
Ah,
Joe, tell us your answer. Tell us your answer, Joe.
we're not going to Capri Sun break until you tell us
You
the
all
answer.
completely cut out.
No, we didn't.
Marshall, did you cut out?
No.
That's weird. I didn't
Job,
cut
tell
out.
us your answer. Percentage, Job.
Percent knowledge.
5.
You're
Oof.
crazy. Both of you are cracked.
Man,
All right.
I'm the smartest one here.
Capri Sun break. Everyone hold
We'll
your
be
Capri
back.
Sun.
On,
Job and I are
we'll
twinning.
see you on the greens. I think
All right.
Coolsville sucks.
Welcome back.
Okay.
So, hear me out. I know we've been doing a lot of comparing which one's better than the other one. But yes,
Sorry.
here's one reason why the first is superior. It has Mr. Bean.
Well,
Barely. Half the time he's not even Mr. Bean.
He's Scrappy Doo.
Scrappy
Consider
Dappy
that.
too.
I will say, overall, I feel like the side characters in the first one are just all insane people, which is really fun. And in this one, it's mostly just like
Patrick.
bitter old people. And
Well, you can't
Patrick.
have everyone in Coolsville be insane, right? Like, if you're on Spooky Island, you're going
Why
to be
not?
having some
This is a
wacky people.
Univorce.
It's a
I'm just
universe.
saying, this movie exists in a universe where every businessman goes, you know how I'm going to expand my profit margins by dressing up as a spooky ghost.
I feel like most of the Scooby-Doo villains aren't even like business people. They're just like people that have been slightly slighted, and they're gonna be like, "I'm fucking taking this to the extreme."
Yeah, and some of them are hunting down aliens, and then you have a hot alien girlfriend and her hot alien girlfriend dog, and then they turn into actual aliens, and then they zip away. It's a good.
Or there was the one with the dinosaur, and they were take the bones from the dinosaur.
Oh yeah.
I remember that one. Nah,
Okay,
I mean,
I'm gonna start
It's just-
watching. Scooby
it feels more
time now.
grounded. You know, like it feels like this could most likely not happen, but it could. Spooky Island's a little too wacky out there.
Yeah,
I'm never
there's
gonna
no
see
way
a voodoo man.
a theme park that has that kind of spooky theme on an island and it's spooky. Unrealistic. Monsters
I'm
coming to life in
saying
the middle of
is-
the city. Pretty realistic.
Job just wants more
All I'm saying
quotable
is
lines.
Telemundo, that just sounds like a pipe dream.
They got fucking randazonium to make monsters? I saw that last week. It's just in my neighbor's garbage. I'll go
Alright,
grab
I don't know
it.
what it is, but I just know there isn't a Z in randomonium.
There's not. I just couldn't remember what it was called, but I didn't care enough.
It sounds like pandemonium.
Because I almost
'Cause I
called
think-
it unobtainium.
You know, I think the whole thing is they put a lot more effort into the main cast and the villains and the monsters that the side cast, which is essentially just ends up being Seth Green. They don't really have enough time to like flesh him out, even though he's just like weird.
Yeah,
no
because
fucking
he's
reason.
still really creepy and like still looks kind of villainy.
Does that ever get solved? Why he's
No.
so creepy?
No, she
He's
goes,
just-
"Why are you so obsessed with Jacobo?" And he's just like, "Velma, come on, Velma, why are you
Like, it
running,
never gets
Velma?"
resolved, right? Like
Not
right?
really. He just goes, "You have to trust me. What does it say in your heart?" "I don't know. I'll save you." And then he pushes her and saves her again somehow.
All I'm saying is, Marshall, for your sake, you better hope Warhammer doesn't become a key plot point for a mystery. Otherwise, you're gonna look hella suspicious.
That's true. Somebody who's bought a lot of Warhammer 40k figurines killed the president.
You're gonna be like, Someone's like, they got the fucking crack ace detective on the job, and they're like, the villain, he read Warrior Cats in middle school. He's recently painted Warhammer.
Okay,
He likes
why-
Percy Jackson.
Wait, why did you?
He's weird.
Why did you say he's on the case and then immediately stop yourself and say job like it was a correction? On the case would still be right.
Nah,
It was like you
'cause it's
tried
a
to-
job for
It
him.
was like you tried to hide
just
it
a
from us
job
so
for
we
the
would make fun of you,
detective.
but it would have just made
It's
more
a case
sense.
for us normies.
Listen, it's the grizzled old detective.
Detective Marshall on the the
It's
job.
not me. I'm the villain in this scenario, Trace.
Yeah.
God, keep up with the narrative.
Yeah, but what if you're the villain, but you're also putting yourself as the first detective? That way you're like, nobody's gonna catch me because I'm just gonna keep giving myself red herrings.
No, I would just leave, Trace.
All right, fine.
That's why you'd get caught. You'd get caught, Trace.
No, I'm pretty
They'd be
good.
like, whoever did this must be pretty sexy.
Yeah.
And Trace would look around.
You see that? You see that cold opening of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where she's just like,
Nope.
Who took all the cocaine from lockup? We don't know. We're still trying to figure it out. Well, I need you to find them and kill them. It wasn't me.
That'd be Trace.
It's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
No, I just wouldn't
And
go to
another
work.
thing, too much dancing. I hate it.
You don't like Scooby dancing in an outfit? That's one of the funniest scenes in the movie. And it's a banger.
I like the scene prior where they're just trying to
me.
fit in as villains,
myself.
and so the first thing they do is become pimps. But
Yeah,
I think
'cause
it's less
those are
dancing
villains.
in this one than the first one.
Yeah.
dances in the first one.
All the
There's-
all the possessed teenagers, they're constantly doing the
Okay, but that serves a purpose.
That's not
just-
There's
appropriating,
also
by the
them
way.
just
That's what they
dancing
do.
to the music where Shaggy
Yeah.
and Scoob come up and they're like, "What's up, dog?" And,
And dog.
dog. They're just sitting there jamming out to fucking Hoobastank or something.
It's Sugar Ray. I appreciate the Hoobastank reference, though. It's a good band.
Hey, shout out Hoobastank.
Sponsor us. Marshall will sing one of your songs.
No, I don't.
Get knocked down.
There it
Get
is.
knocked down.
That's Hoobastank?
No.
No, it's not. That's Chumpawumpa by Tup Thumping, right?
Chumbawamba.
The Reason
like-
Is You is like their most famous song.
Oh yeah, like if you played a Hoobastank song that was popular, and you're like, oh, I know this song, and you're like, oh, that's Hoobastank. You're like, Hoobastank.
Name two
Okay.
other songs.
And another thing.
And another
Okay.
thing.
Velma definitely fricked that one guy in the first movie. So why is she all of a sudden in this movie like completely unable to talk? To
She
Seth
didn't
was
boink him. She
altitude
punched
sickness.
it. That's true.
Altitude sickness.
Where is Coolsville?
That or Spooky Island was pumping methamphetamines in the air to get all the teenagers all wild up. So
So it's just like
Vel-
Cabin in the Woods.
yeah, but
it's
with
in
methamphetamine.
Coolsville is located in Erie County, Ohio.
Oh,
A cool place to live,
Ohio.
and it has a leaving sign that says "Stay cool."
that's cool.
It's pretty nice.
Yep, that comes straight from the Scoobypedia.
I think the first guy you're talking about, Jobe, with Velma, that was more of like there wasn't intimacy there. It was just carnal
Sin.
desire, pleasure. There was no feelings of emotion there.
They just
You get
got
what I'm
drunk
saying.
and were like, ugh.
It was transactional in nature.
Yeah.
Let's get off this topic.
I agreed to that before fully processing what Marshall had said. Which is the dangerous part about
Turn
being
my words against me.
It's the very dangerous part about being Marshall's
Welcome
friend.
here.
Just a concept Marshall saying something in the middle of him saying it. You're like, hell yeah. Ooh, wait. Ugh.
It's like, you know what, Marshall, you make some good points.
Like when
Whoa,
he corrects himself from case to job.
I mean, we're just bringing up old shit, aren't we, Trace?
Yeah.
One
You
of
mean
those
like
days.
5 minutes ago?
Another thing.
Yeah, Job, go ahead and try to tear this movie apart again. You can't.
I'm
Perfect.
running at it. Oh wait! I got one. And another thing.
Yeah.
The soundtrack not nearly as banging as the first one.
I don't know. It's not as good, but it still hits. I don't think
There's
it's
some
that.
good
I don't think
ones.
it's that far. I don't know why, but Dead or Alive sticks with me in the jousting scene. That's a good song for it.
Dude, come on, Joe. You don't like the jousting scene?
Come on.
Dude, are you a hater?
He pans down and shows him on the Indian with the big pipe, and it goes, and all right.
Oh, Joe, what are you talking about? Do you just hate fun?
Joe
Like,
doesn't understand
I'm so-
good music, which is weird because he's probably been to more concerts than Marshall and I combined.
Like, I'm so confused.
No,
You don't like
Marshall
the
went to
jousting
videos.
scene.
Yeah, but I've only been like
When-
2. And
You
that was
don't
not
like
me
jousting
raising the
scene?
numbers. I was
It's
just me going,
fine, but it doesn't like get my balls wet or anything.
Well, dip them in something. Look,
It's just good.
Overall, this movie's still like, it's good. It's still a wacky Scooby-Doo adventure. It's just like coming straight off
doing what?
hot off the heels of the first one. Like you start to see the flaws and how inferior it is. So for me, I don't know. For my money though, I'm gonna say Scoobers Stoobers.
You're not rating yet.
Joe just didn't want to
We
be
still
here
got
because
we still
didn't
got
agree
like
with
we
him.
still got like 13 minutes left.
Joe hates
At
At
us.
least.
All right.
Observation. The only people who do not change a tire in this is Shaggy and Scooby. Everybody else gets
They
a...
just do.
No, they don't. It's
They-
pretty...
They put their pink
frequently.
costumes on.
Okay, he gets like
And then
he
they
gets like a
change their
long sleeve undershirt. I'm saying like the baseline of like we
And-
see the first movie and the second movie. If you look at the poster boards for it, the 3 have different costumes, but he's still wearing just like a
Promo
green.
material. The fuck?
I'm just saying. It was an observation.
Yeah, he's
All
right.
right, cool. No, let's yell at Trace
Hey,
again for making
no,
an
I meant, like, in
observation
the
and not trying to
promo
argue a point
material.
at all.
The
Fred and
promo
Daphne
material,
definitely
sure.
have updated drip. I can't remember any major differences. for
All I'm
films.
saying is Scoob or Shaggy just stays in like dark khaki pants and a green t-shirt. He does get a white undershirt throughout the movie, but it was just an observation I had between the first and the second movie because we're comparing them now.
I think we've been comparing them this whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Oh,
guys.
I'm
Maybe
saying
we
I don't
should
agree with this.
discuss the movie on its own merits.
Yeah, Jobe,
Yeah, Jobe, hater.
you started this.
I think
Back,
Jobe
back
hates
to
just
back to
saying.
Jobe. Everybody yell at him.
I'm just saying, like, if you were like, hey, Job, either say Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed is, say, better than Zombie Island, or chop off your pinky, I'll be starting the next podcast by going, hey, guys, welcome back.
I don't get it.
Oh, for those of you who just listen, I waved my hands with one pinky held down,
Thank
as if
you.
to imply I had cut it off.
Which
Just saying,
pinky
it's
would you
no
cut off?
Zombie Island. It's no Scooby-Doo 2002.
It's just
Scrappy-Doo doesn't even piss on Daphne in this one.
it's just that Fred's jeans like go into a real what's that called? It's like a big it's wide at the
flared or
bottom.
bell bottom?
Yeah, flared. They're like a weird flared at the bottom. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
like it does that thing where it like
And his hair is
like
so
if
much
he's
longer.
if he's
You
not
know, his hair
careful,
in
it's
this
gonna like
movie
cut
ain't
on
no
his
look.
heel. No, the
He had
hair
to-
in this
Fred
is
had to glow down. Fred had to glow down.
it's true.
I agree.
like
Honestly,
Shaggy's hair looked a little different, but not
I think it was
not
just a
lot.
little longer.
Yeah, it seemed more like
he's
a little
just
more
a
like
more bald.
it seemed like it had a little more volume.
From all the running.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
air is blowing through
In
it.
Scooby-Doo, I swear, they made his ears more pointed.
Well, maybe he was scared.
Well, he was scared in the first
Maybe-
one.
No,
I don't know.
he would never be
let's
scared.
see. I mean, I don't know, man. I loved these monsters. Like, it's just for me, it's fun to see the monsters you watched on TV as a kid. And you're like, wow, that's so scary. And then you see them, and you're like, it's actually a monster this time.
Oh my
it's
god,
not a dude.
it's scary again.
It's not a dude in a costume, right? They're not gonna go, wow, look, it's a fucking white guy again, right? They're gonna be like, look, this is an
White guys are
actual
scary.
fucking monster, and it's one of the ones that you grew up with. You know, you probably watched this shit a dozen times. You know, you probably seen the fucking Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? And you see, you know, them running around, and you're like, yes. We needed more, I think, wackier chase scenes because the chase scenes in the first movie were
True.
fun.
Yes.
Second movie, they only had like one big bit. I remember when they go down the mountain, but they didn't. I really want them to do the door deal from the cartoons, you know, where
Yeah.
they run in all the doors.
I don't
Jobe,
know
you
if
what
they
I'm
do
talking
that
about?
in the
Come on,
shitty
Jobe. Come on,
remakes
Jobe.
or not, or like the shitty origin story ones.
No.
Which, like, no offense to Robbie and Mel for being in those, but it was not a look.
Melvin do?
Nah, Scooby.
Yeah.
What are some banger quotes from this one though?
Oh wait, I got one that hasn't been brought up yet, but I really
Bring it
liked.
up.
Guess
Bring it
what?
up.
Fuck off then.
I'm responding to your question.
Well, you did make it sound like it.
You hurt his feelings, Joe.
Yeah, apologize.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Now,
it's okay.
To answer your question, you remember when they see all the monsters for the first time, and Shaggy's like, "Calm, Scoob. We
Oh,
just
yeah.
have to remain calm." And then Scooby smacks him like,
smack.
"I needed that."
Smack
Smacks him again. I needed that too. Punches him. No, you're pushing it, Scoob.
Matthew Lillard just
Oh.
has a way of delivering lines.
For me, one of the funniest ones, it just goes underrated. I find it funny every time. It's not even that funny. Black Knight's sitting there, the sword's dancing, and he just goes, "Look, no hands." And I'm like, oh, that's great. Every time, baby.
That's
You
true.
weren't fixing this.
Or Scooby, what are these? Clues. This is a toilet brush. Scooby.
Scooby-Doo. Like that just because you can sing into it doesn't make it a clue, but it does make it awesome.
Who
It's
stole
a-
my toilet brush? Hey guys, look at my cat.
Hello, cat.
His name is
Uh,
Doxed. I'm gonna dox you, Rocky. They're gonna find out your fucking social security cat number. They're gonna fraud you. You're gonna get frauded.
Dude, I swear, every time you show us Rocky, he's fatter than ever.
He's a void that's gonna encompass this planet.
Dude, stop. It hurts feelings.
Yeah. Well, a friend of mine and I have been like talking about this recently. How can animals really feel the intention behind your voice? Because my friend called another cat fat, and the owner got very upset by it and was like, "He can hear what you're saying. He understands what that means." I don't think they
tone.
do.
A lot of it is tone.
Well, yeah, because I could sit at my dog and go, "Oh, you stupid little bitch, I fucking hate you." But then I can shout at him and go, "I love you, you're the best," and she'll freak the fuck out because I sound
See,
angry.
Trace, it's simple psychology. To stop a dog from doing something,
Flick him on the nose.
It's so
Bang!
funny.
Just okay. Like, can you honestly tell me that anything in this movie even comes close to Grandma?
It does what?
in the first
No, well, the CJ McCrawley's so fun.
It's SD McCrawley. It's Scooby Doo McCrawley.
Oh, I like CJ.
I do
Trace,
too.
you
Get
have a
CJ
child,
in here,
can you
Joe.
name them CJ.
Not unless I change my last name to McCrawley.
Okay, you can do that too.
All right, Madison has to pay for it though.
I don't think that's that expensive to change your name, is it?
I don't know. Let me find out. Joe,
Don't
you give us
dare
another.
check it.
Joe, give us another reason why you hate this movie while I look it up.
He's gonna find something bullshit.
$195 filing fee.
That's not even that bad.
Nah,
How much?
I don't know.
$195.
Sheesh,
Yeah, I know.
$200 just to change your name?
I'll
It's
just
a big
start.
thing.
I'll just start telling people my name is Chaz.
Go home, Chaz.
I
I'm gonna
want
get
the
an
big
ant tattoo. I'm
tattoo.
gonna pierce my thorax. Start calling everybody dog.
I don't remember what that's off of.
movie.
Oh, that's right.
What other movies have a main character that's a fucking piercing their thorax?
No,
I don't
everyone's
know.
into the spider thing. I never got into it with all those eyes.
Alrighty, guys.
God,
The next
The B
movie
movie.
is the B movie. Just kidding. What are we doing next week?
we're straight.
Hey, we
over
gotta rank this movie.
Oh God, hurry up then. We only have 4 minutes and 30 seconds until we hit an hour.
it. To planetary
The
destruction.
studio closes down.
They're gonna kill us.
Oh,
Yeah, this is for you, the viewer. We rent out a professional studio every time we record one of these. So
That's true. That's true.
Please subscribe.
We all live in different states and
well-
we triangulate what's closest.
you remember how I said this movie's pretty good, but not as good as the first one?
He's gonna give it like a 7.
If you rank this
Yes,
lower than
Trace.
Vivarium, I'm gonna fucking riot.
So
You're a fucking monster. You're the worst
Scooby-Doo
stupid thing I've ever met.
2 Monsters Unleashed for me.
Keep
for
in mind,
my
Vivarium,
money,
he scored an 8.
gets an 8.
You
out of
sick
10.
son of a bitch.
Is Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed just about Jobe? Is he the monster that was unleashed upon this world?
Yeah.
Look,
No,
Scooby-Doo
Vivarium's
2
the
is
monster.
just as entertaining to me as Vivarium, and that's fine.
That sucks.
No, it's not.
Jobe is the
Um,
masked fella, and Vivarium is one of the monsters that he created.
I don't know why. I thought you were gonna say the masked felon.
Hey guys, Marshall here. Rating
Marshall,
the movie.
Marshall movie. Marshall vote.
movie.
Score.
Marshall score.
It's gonna be 9.6324.
Nah, I'm just giving it a 9.5.
Fair.
Easy, chill.
Fair.
Trace, what'd you give it?
I'm gonna. I gave it a 9. I will agree it's not as good as the first, but it's still pretty good, and I pretty like it a lot, and I chuckled outwardly at various points of this movie, and I went, Scooby Doo, talking dog. How can you hate the movie? It's a movie about a talking dog.
So yeah, viewers, next week we'll have a special episode. We're not going to tell you about it. It's going to be a surprise. Keep you on your toes this
But
time.
we're not watching a movie.
We're not watching a movie. But if you want to go watch a
I
movie,
might still watch a movie.
there's plenty of good
I'll
movies
watch a
out
movie here in
there.
between there, but
Dune 2. I don't know if that's still in theaters. I don't think it is.
Probably not. We should probably just scratch it from the record.
Pirates of the Caribbean,
Good
1, 2,
movie.
and 3. Tron Legacy.
Tron, yes.
I got a bunch of movies off the bat.
Lilo and
movie,
Stitch.
Over the Hedge.
Oh, it sure does sound like we have a lot of
Open
non-horror
season.
movies we'd love to talk about.
Open season's terrible. I'll die on that hill. But
should we tell
you, the
why
viewer,
our episode is going to be different next week?
No.
All right, we'll save that for next week then.
I will
all
say,
next week.
I've been out voting.
No, next week. Next week.
next week marks 1 year of Scare by Scare. So
So when Marshall said no,
Jobe decided to take it on.
Boss of me.
That's why my name's on the cover.
You heard it. 365 days, and that means 365 episodes of Scare by Scare.
Sure does.
It's 104
We
days.
just lost a lot of those episodes, unfortunately. That was before we got it under our
due
belts.
to the wind.
They were struck from record for being too heretical. The Pope sent us a carrier picture.
We actually
and said,
did
"Hey,
miss.
buddy."
We actually have lost quite a few episodes. I think we won.
Yeah,
I
some
think we
of my
lost like
favorites
5.
too.
Like, dude.
Fly, Scream.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot the Fly was one of them we lost.
Anywho, viewer, go follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, fucking Kick, Vine, Musically, Reddit, Twitter, X.
Ew.
Anything else I got? MySpace, everywhere.
Interest.
If you can't find us, we're not there.
If you're walking the streets of Chicago and you're looking and you go around a corner and Scare by Scare is not right there, we're not there. I don't know what to tell you.
But yeah, we
Sorry,
post.
kid. We don't turn invisible.
We post every Thursday.
Are we in Ohio?
every-
Has anyone else ever seen us in Ohio? No.
I've never seen us and Ohio in the same room together.
I'm not saying we're entire states. However,
Just wanna let our viewers know that we love each and every one of you, except ourselves if we watch it. Because I
This one goes out to you, Trace, listening to this in the future.
I will be listening
to
to this in the
hell.
future. I'm the only one who does listen to them. Marshall has
Yeah,
since
I'm-
stopped.
yeah, because
He
I'm
got
just
self-conscious.
I did.
And Jobe hated
I'm
us
so
and didn't
sad.
believe in us from the beginning. But here we are,
I
at a
didn't
whopping
believe in us,
more
right?
viewers than we would have thought. Yeah,
Greg,
yeah.
what are you still doing
Marshall,
here?
anything else you wanted to add?
Bye, everybody.
Oh. Cool. We'll see you
on the scare side.
on the greens.